today me wouldn't necessarily do goals now. You know, did I step on a toe here, or going forward, did I expose too much about myself? Would I regret that? Year after year, definitely relationship with God will always be number one.
You're watching Crosstalk Season 4.
Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of Crosstalk. Today, I've borrowed Coimans. I call this my drop top. Don't forget you could win these chairs, but enough of that. How I officially want to start this episode is Bap Bap.
Oh my God. Oh, so we starting there.
Yeah, we starting there.
Cool.
Jawade Elibox, correct?
That's right.
Yeah, how you doing today, bud?
Man, I'm good, man. Thanks for having me, bro.
Nah, it's an absolute pleasure. Now, given that I had to start with Bap Bap, where did that come from? Like, you start all of your videos on TikTok with it. Where did that come from?
You're on TikTok?
I am on TikTok, yeah.
Oh man, if I knew what I had. Well, when I first started using that, I used to say in between the videos for a transition, I'd be like, Bap, I move from here, Bap, onto this one. And one time I just said it in the beginning, and I said it twice. I was like, I just keep using that in the beginning. It just happened organically, to be honest. I wish I had a deeper meaning to answer it, but that's really how it really started.
No, it's okay because people love that. I literally was on Twitter there the other day, and I tell myself everything is by chance, luck, whatever it is. And this is about 5 days ago.
Right.
Open up Twitter, your name was the first thing on my timeline.
Sheesh.
I opened up the quotes, everybody saying Bap Bap, love the Bap Bap. I can't wait to hear Bap Bap.
Oh my God.
Yeah, that is literally how it goes down. It's like, I never really studied that all of your videos. I went and I scrolled down, do my research. I see you.
Right.
Every last one. Some days it show the sign.
Bap Bap. Bap Bap. Bap Bap. Right.
Yeah, let's talk about that journey, which I know did not start on TikTok, but I want to start there
On TikTok,
in terms of TikTok. You know, what propelled you to just, I guess, vlog in that type of style?
Right. Alright. It really started from YouTube. Yeah, you forcing me to think of it. I feel like kind of hot ones or something. But it really started from YouTube because I used to vlog and stuff on YouTube a couple of years back, and I haven't done it in a while, so forgive me, YouTube. But TikTok just kind of felt a little bit like a lot more informal approach to it. I find when I have to think to go on, if I have to pull up my computer to edit a vlog, maybe it's because it's so busy dealing with life and things. I always edit my TikToks on my phone. So I shoot it on my phone, I edit on my phone, and the line up somewhere. It's more convenient for me. So that's really because I want to keep creating every day in some form. So I felt as if like that was a really good exit. It's quick, you get it in, you get it out, on to the next one, and it kind of leaves my spirit. If that makes sense. Like every day you wake up, you think how to create something, and that's just a quick exit to get out to. You don't have client, you're not thinking about your client, or I become the client, but and you just kind of get it out. So that was really how TikTok really started, just create something every day.
Yeah, I'm happy you mentioned YouTube, right? Because I knew about the YouTube, and I can tell you to clip from that saying YouTube.
Oh my God.
Yeah, see, right? When you come on my show, you know that I do research, so we take you back.
I asked him for questions. He said, "Man, you don't go worry, you don't go worry."
We can take you back. So, it's your very first vlog, all right?
You kidding me?
Nah. First one.
Okay, firstly, before we play this, I don't ever watch, even with TikToks. If I release it now, I don't watch it. Like it's gone. I don't want to hear it. If I'm in the house and my wife or anything is watching it, I got to leave the room. I can't hear myself play. I can't see myself on the video. So I just create it, put it out, on to the next one. I can't watch it. But
we can take you
for the purpose.
Yeah, good.
For the purpose
So we can take you to day number one.
Gosh, what year was this?
It had 7 years ago on it on YouTube.
Wow.
But yeah. So
A microphone because this is forcing me to project my
Wow.
Good.
Ah,
So you were on phone at that stage.
phone. That
Yeah,
was like,
and it was so interesting because I know that you do your TikToks only on your phone.
really.
So it's like, when you mentioned that, and I said, okay, you said you wanted a camera and a, when did you purchase your first camera?
When I
Yeah,
did,
uh-huh.
my first camera was a Sony A1000 or A5000.
Uh-huh.
It was pretty much a point and shoot, flip up
yeah.
point and shoot. I didn't have it couldn't plug a mic in or anything, but it felt like the first step I needed to again
uh-huh.
get that exit out, just start creating. But I was using my phone for quite a bit before I bought my first.
Yeah,
my
and
first
it's
vlog
very
camera.
interesting to watch that journey because obviously then going back even further than that, I realized that you actually started more so in the graphic design side
Yo, this guy
of
yo.
things. Yeah, I dig. I want stories, right?
Professional.
And you know, like I said, I realized that some of your vlogs even included the fact. Actually, I think that day one vlog included you going into the office, sitting down at the computer,
right.
etc. And it got me to wondering, one, obviously I realized you've always been in that creative space.
Right.
But take me to those graphic design days and then how you found yourself entering that space before getting into the video space.
Okay, graphic design days is still like today because I'm still a graphic designer. That's my first love. That's really the meat and potatoes of my income also. So I do both graphic design and film. So from that time, that office was GNA Communications. Shout out to GNA. That was the first agency I would have worked at. Started out as a graphic designer, junior graphic designer, co-art director, and I was at GNA for about 9 years as a graphic designer. Still a graphic designer, like I said. And I started my small film studio, which I provide film and graphics, uppercase visuals, and that have really been the time. Trying to remember the time period, but yeah, 9 years and 2 years of uppercase visuals. Yeah.
No, I think I could have come back if I pull up the research. I could have come back for
You got time stamps. You got time stamps.
Yeah, but like I said, like it was interesting to say, okay, you know what, you started there, but then you found yourself into telling stories in a different way because graphic design still tells stories, but you're now telling it in a different way in short films, and you know, off camera we had a chance to talk about, you know, how you go about picking them, etc. So how do you then make that transition from telling stories through the graphics to saying, hey, I want to tell stories now through a lens?
Got it. I just saw it as like another medium of storytelling, as you would have said correctly. I even going back before graphics, I would have done visual arts, which also at BCC. I would have studied visual arts and graphic design at community college. Shout out to Morningside, and I was exposed to film there. It was a course. It wasn't in depth. It was tape, 8mm. We had to go out and, you know, just create a short film. And I was like, you know what, this is interesting. I like this. I was about 20, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna come back to this. I eventually came back 9 years later, but I was exposed to it and I liked it. But yeah, then I went into advertising in graphics, and you know, I always appreciated film. While still working at JNA, I also was forced in a good way to, you know, there were situations where, you know, I had to use the camera for a client project, or yes, we offer graphics, but it was, you know, social media was getting like really popular then, and you know, clients wanted content, and you know, the company really had to utilize the medium of film, and I would have been exposed to that along with animation and stuff like that. So I was, over time, I was constantly pulling from here, you know, getting experience working with like a talented team and having to use different mediums to, as you said, telling stories. And even in my videos, I still pull from graphic, you know, whether it's animation or text, or how the text I choose, what mood that would add to you know, the films and stuff like that. And it's really just a constant, you know, tug of war. You know, I'm going to take this, I'm going to put this back, and you're just pulling every day from different sources. I hope that makes sense.
Yeah, it does. I understand, and I hope others understand too, because there's a lot that is involved in that creative process. You know, as I said, we were talking off camera, and I mentioned the fact that the first short film of the scene for me was the one with the boat, the guy that was, you know, that boat making one. I know you did the one with the, you featured the guy that did the snow cones.
Right.
Then there was the one with the fisher women as well, you know.
Right.
For each project, what do you want people to take from the story that you're looking to, I guess, put out there? Because a lot of it is, I guess, both commissioned and passion.
Right.
So, like, what are you hoping that people take away from your style of videos?
I really do feel like the story, sorry, I didn't mean to burp, but I had a burp there. But yeah, I really do feel as if it's important for, you know, the narrative within the film to carry itself. And I feel as if, you know, Barbados is so rich in culture, and it could be culture as it relates to the elders or traditions, or, you know, we're just rich in culture. And I feel as if film is a really good archival, you know, tool to really get that out to people, you know. And I just felt as if, like, something like, for example, you mentioned boat making, and it's not just boat making, but he would have learned boat making from his dad, and his dad, and his dad taught him. And, you know, I also realized that, you know, some of these traditions may be dying, you know, and that really brought within me a responsibility to, you know, I may have an idea how to tell a story, I'm going to try. And I think it's important, you know, for both young and old, for persons to think, you know, I'm going to try to do this for the purpose of this. I think when the purpose becomes the main locomotive for doing, I think that's where the passion can start, and it ignites the passion in who's being interviewed, what they're speaking about, and it becomes a real circular thing that's happening, you know. And hopefully the viewer now really feels that love, you know, in how the film will be edited, what the person is talking about, what ignites that person is within themselves. I think all those things are important. I really can't think of one, you know what, here's this one thing, this is why I do it only, but it's really a mixture of different loves, you know. I don't know. Does that make sense?
It does.
Yeah,
it does.
Cool.
Don't worry. Like I said, you know, I can give y'all what he told me before we got on camera. Joel, I accustomed to being behind the camera, even though
behind the
he's
camera.
talk in front of the camera on TikTok. But it's a little different because you script that content for yourself. You know, you can say it or not say it, but it just happened. You chip chop, but nobody actually comes to you and says, "Hey, Jawade, why are you doing this today?"
Exactly.
But to go even further now, I'm going to go to chapter Jawade in my preparation book.
Book of Elibox?
Yes, the Book of Elibox. Now, in here I also have your couples painting session that you had, but we can get to that a little later. We talked about the short films.
Right.
I got the birthday hike in here as well that you forced your wife to go on. But you know what?
Not sorry.
This is one I think the people who want to definitely talk about your fashion sense. By the way, he can tell you that it's true. I messaged Jawade and I said, Jawade, at some stage, I can go book you as my stylist. You know, and I hope he knows that I was dead serious because, yeah, so just prepare that, you know, that can come back.
All right, no problem.
Where would you say you got your sense of style from?
I guess that I do pay. Naturally, I like vintage, and this is vintage in fashion, vintage in inspiration, vintage in thinking. I like speaking to elders. I like speaking to, you know, persons who I feel are very knowledgeable in certain things. So I like pulling from the back, you know, and kind of taking it and kind of make it, you know, put your own twist on it, you know. So yeah, so that's, you know, I like the net. I like I used to pull clothes from my dad's closet a lot. As a teen, I kind of wear that. I still, sometimes I go in my wife's dad's closet, and I pull a blazer the other day. So I like kind of retro styles, and you know, still kind of mix a little urban vibe to it sometimes too. But yeah, I think once it's 90 something and older, you got my attention.
No problem. So what's the outfit check for today? So what are we wearing today?
What was this called? This is called
A beret, I think.
Right?
Yeah.
Right? So I was thinking, today I was just thinking Whalers kind of vibe, kind of old reggae style, bit of knit, some slippers, little chinos. I like texture.
Yeah. And the bags, by the way, is be clean. But
Man, thanks, man.
Yeah,
I appreciate it, man.
I tell you that I dead serious when I said I come to you for my styling, you know.
He knew what you were doing when you wasn't going to tell me anything. All right. I thought this was going to be a very vague discussion, but I should have known better.
I like there's a reason. I think by now you all know that I am very intentional about what I do and who I speak to. Nothing by chance.
I just want to apologize. I got
that
a
easy.
Cough.
Yeah, trust me, I understand. I did getting over one recently too.
Yeah, let's sinus jerk.
But that's the fashion, and pretty much everything we're going to talk about connects back to your videos, your style, everything.
Right.
And one thing that plays a major part in your videos as well is your family.
Right.
You know, I don't want to say how easy, but how do I want to phrase this question? Bear with me for a second, guys. Has it been challenging for you to show your life, pretty much? Because obviously you know that when it comes to the social space, people try to curate an image of what they want people to see and know. But your content is very, as people say, very real.
Right.
You're gonna say, like, so it's not as if you are attempting to script your family to be what you need them to be for social media. Have you found doing that? Because obviously you open yourself up to, you know, critique from the online world, etc. So, you know, how have you been able to navigate that space, you know, which is your space essentially, and you've brought your family into that space as well?
Right.
I don't know if you understand the question I'm asking, but yeah.
For sure, that makes sense. And there's always that in the back of your mind, thinking like, you know what, should I add this? You know, sometimes I make a conscious effort to, you know, sometimes the kids want to speak to camera and stuff like that. I'm like, you know what, mommy and daddy, or you know, sometimes it's like I feel as if like maybe if they're old, when they're older, they could decide, you know what, they want to show, you know, their sense into it. But you know, when I first started, when they were younger, you know, they were babies, that was fine. But now they're getting their own personalities. You know, sometimes my kid may say, you know what, their mom would have seen some of the videos. And you know, I just feel as if, yes, there's a bit of that. I still show, you know, the reality of you know, my life, or you know, home or stuff, but there's still a bit of curating because I know it could affect them, you know, in the future, maybe tomorrow, maybe down the road, the way how AI is set up these days, maybe their face could pop up a couple years down somewhere without they even knowing. So, you know, I think maybe when they decide, but yeah, you did hit the nail on the head, because you want to show, but you know, sometimes, for example, like before I post something, I would show my wife, especially if it's in the house, you know, because she's like, I like all my cheer up, my kids back there, or you know, they say hang on here, and I may not see that, but you know, as a lady, you know, the home, she's more interested in you know, how that may look, and you know, I may cut that. So there's still a bit of curating, but still keeping the spirit of the video, you know, true to its sense. Yeah, there is a bit of worry sometimes, even although you do your best of that, there's always going to be, you know, worry that, you know, maybe did I step on a toe here, or you know, going forward, did I expose too much about myself? Would I regret that? It's always that. And I always, sometimes I live in that in a way. You know, it could be, again, it goes back to that pull and let go. I always try to live like, take a little, let go a little, hold firm to this. And, you know, get new information here, keep that in the back of your mind. Go forward a little bit, okay, I'm going to use this information here now. So it's always keeping that repertoire of knowledge going, you know, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it does. Because obviously, like, you find that interesting because, like, as a creative, you generally want to be able to tell what is an almost full story each time. But yeah, it's true, you know, you have to also keep in the back of your mind, you know, who this could affect, you know, that kind of stuff.
And sorry, not to cut you, but even like in my doc series, sometimes persons may share something, and right there and then I may be like, no, I may use that. But then again, to the edit, and if I put that in the edit, that could probably affect them or put them at harm's reach or something, or maybe I feel as if I may be exposing something too much about them, and you know, it could change the direction of where the film goes to. So I think it's important to still kind of keep that, you know, decide what's important or not, you know.
Bro.
Yeah, man.
We can dedicate this next segment now to your wife.
All right.
Yeah, because she is there.
She should be the one answering this.
Nah. How much did, all right, so we know you showed when you guys, I believe it was your anniversary, when you did the painting.
Right.
Yeah. Off camera, how much did she enjoy, you know, your actual drawing?
Yeah, she roasts me for it. I still think I still think it was accurate. The eyes were a little droopy, but I'll stick to it. I know I said I did visual arts earlier, but you gotta trust me, I really did it. It may not look so on our painting, but I did.
I know we can take you now to that birthday hike that you had to wake her up.
Right.
For.
Okay.
Did she enjoy that?
Okay, one thing Dion absolutely hit is heat. This is her nemesis. She always walks around with a net fan. Is like part of her art, is like an organ. Is there. So, you know, heat is her. She would leave the country and migrate elsewhere because of heat. So, yeah, that was difficult. But I had to pull the birthday card, you know, once in a year. But I think overall she enjoyed it. It wasn't too bad. It was a short hike.
Moving on now.
Moving on.
In one of those YouTube vlogs that you had, you listed out goals for yourself. I believe the year that you mentioned there was 2017. In terms of goals that you had for yourself. You know, yeah, I wrote them down. No worry, you don't gotta remember them.
Okay.
In the book of Elibox. They're written down right here.
Right.
So, you said, actually, you started vlogging October 25th, 2016.
Guys, you see, this is why when you put things on the internet, it comes back. Right?
Yes, good. October 25th, 2016, you started vlogging. That was your vlog number 1.
Really? Okay.
Yep. Then you had your 2017 goals as vlog number something. And it said, work on your relationship with God.
Right.
As relates to devotion, studying the word, praying.
Right.
Playing guitar more because you have a love-hate relationship with music.
Right.
Make more gains. Show the people the calves. Let me see if you had that. Yes. Make more gains. You said legs specifically. Calves.
No, right.
You say how the calves doing these days?
This year again a little saying.
A little saying.
Yeah, earlier this year I was hard on it compared to 2017 calves. Ain't much, but legs coming slowly.
Fair. And then the last thing you said was to simplify 2017 and keep happy.
Right.
So I want to take you through, you know,
good goals.
Your goal setting over the years. You know, and not just, you know, have you been ticking off your goals because that's just a yes or no, but, you know, how do you go about structuring the goals for yourself over the years, both as it relates to family, professionally, personally?
Well, yeah, 2017, me, those are some fair goals, but from what you mentioned, much of those goals are still relevant today. Today, me wouldn't necessarily do goals now, you know what I mean? And I think it's important to write down things that you are imagining, things that you see yourself going forward to be. Year after year, definitely relationship with God will always be number one. you know, he's the true creator, you know, and if he's a creator, I should be creating too, you know what I mean? And I really pull inspiration from my relationship with God and what I would like it to be, and I think that's really important. And the calves, we're still working on it. The legs, we're still working on it. What was it? What else I had mentioned?
You mentioned your love-hate relationship with music.
Guitar.
Yeah.
Between 2017 and now, I did pick it up a couple times. It's still by my desk in my office, but there was a time I was playing more in church and stuff like that. But I haven't been practicing as much. This was before I got into film and stuff like that, you know, so that was still like my inspiration behind music. Also, that comes into even my film today, because I think music is a really big factor in what makes, you know, the success of a video or not. And sometimes a lot of time is spent within, you know, just choosing the right music or taking away from, you hear a part of a song that makes more sense than the whole song and stuff like that. And I think, you know, kind of tuning your ear to that, because I feel film and even graphic design pulls from a lot of different sources of creativity, you know, as I would mention, music and graphics, visuals, whatever it may be. So yeah, that all those things are still very relevant for who I am today, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
I need to stop saying if that makes sense. All right, I'll stop saying it.
And we keep it in every last one of the video.
All right, no problem.
Final question for you though, and something I've been asking every person on this season. You can go ahead and drink your water first. Yeah, go ahead. But my final question for you, and one that every person on this season will get: if you could give your story a title, your life a title, whether or not it is till present day or, you know, future, but if you could attach a title, what would you want that title for your story to be, and why?
That's a hard question. I can't think of a title, because I do feel as if like tomorrow's title may be different than, you know, what I would input today. But I would have to say, when I think of like my approach to life on a whole, I think when you keep humanity and keep yourself like always open to new information, I think that's like really important. And if I have to think of a title, Bap Bap. Just kidding. Just kidding. I don't know. Keep going. You could, and I gotta be careful what I say, because in 2050 you may pull this up and be like, remember that interview?
We were undefined.
Honestly, I can't think of a title, you know, because I feel as if it have, I guess I could use the word evolve. You know, different aspects of me would have happened, you know, before my kids, after my first kid, after my second kid would have been a different title. And, you know, my approach to family, my approach to career, my approach to God, my approach to all those things is really like a big melting pot. I'll call it melting pot. Melting pot of blessings.
We got a title.
You got a melting pot of blessings.
Yeah, but Jawade, it's been an absolute pleasure chatting to you.
Man, thanks for having me.
Yeah, for sure. My future stylist? Yes, sir.
Man, I think you cover here already, though. I feel in this
But
shirt.
you think I could always evolve, you know. You see, I different things for different moods.
It's for sure.
Yeah.
Sure. And we here under the coconut trees on this here.
Where the coconut tree? Oh, I was like, where the coconut tree is? What flower that is? I don't know what flower that is. That is a...
I can't.
And I like Casuarina. That's a wrap, guys. That's a wrap. Yeah, easy breezy. Appreciate it, bro. Absolute pleasure.
Thank you, brother.
No problem at all.
I hope that was
Nah,
good.
spot on. Like I say, I interested in stories. Like I said, I ain't come for no bang this, and you know.
Right.
I genuinely want to have conversations that engage my mind. I know if it engages my mind, it can engage other people as well. Like I said, I ain't just coming to do no fluff, answer the expected questions. That's why I don't like sending people my questions, because then I don't want somebody comes to me prepared. You know, I want to get the genuine, you can hit for now, read that. Yeah, I want to get the actual genuine, you know, emotion of taking people back.
Right.
So almost like a beginning, taking people almost like somebody said the struggles that they might have had, so that it's as real a